do you know that there's always those kind of people who take a long time to even come to the point of realizing that this is what I want for myself?
It's actually not true. You know why? It's not true because...
So your husband is earning 250. You are earning 80,000 or 100,000. So the total money coming to your family is 350. The school fees you are paying is 200. Where's the wisdom? Can't somebody stay at home and say, look, you know what? For the first 4 years of my child's life, I'm going to stay. I'm going to homeschool this child. My husband, you'll be working. I will stay at home. Many women that are working today, they are not supposed to be working. The most important education is primary and secondary. Case closed.
I agree.
Anything after secondary school, you are fooling yourself. Majority of the university today, they are all just wasting their life away. Because many of the courses you are studying is useless. The world is changing.
Yeah,
the day you
many of the
enter
courses
school,
are useless.
by the time you graduate in 5 years' time, everything you have learned is useless. Over 80% of what you learn in university is useless in the real world. So what are we killing ourselves? University, you don't know any trade, you don't have anything. After you finish 22 years in school, the first letter you write is I beg to apply.
There's something in the States, I'm sure most people know, they call it career day. They don't do it when you're older, they do it when you're younger. Kids know to a certain degree out of 3-4 options because you are mimicking things you see in your environment.
You're mimicking things.
It's not like a God-given talent that it just did it and so okay, bam. I can fly, I can drive a plane, I can do this.
Hold on. You're mimicking things you're seeing because you have been cultured. You have been nurtured.
Exactly.
You have been colonized.
I understand.
To think that certain careers are much more respectable in society. Now, let's say career day. What are the careers
You'd be surprised.
they mimic?
There are people who want to be footballers, NBA players. They don't do career days here, but the international schools do career days. Maybe they don't do it for the Saitun and those other schools, but they do in those other places because the children know to a certain degree, at least. It may not get you exactly what you want to do, but it limits the options that I know, okay, if I'm not going to be a doctor, I'm going to be this. So you don't waste that 4 years of your life trying to, all what he's saying is, if the pursuit of education is your main thing, that's fine. Pursue it to the fullest. But if you know what you can do, why waste time? There are less people in the vocational skills, but that's actually where people are supposed to be. I spent 4 years, I have 2 degrees. It's useless. I'm not trying to shade the university I went to. What are the use take do? I'm trying to go into video shooting right now. It has nothing to do with what I learned. You may learn, you may learn from your experience that, okay, this thing that I could do from the beginning, because I knew I could crop videos. Every time I wanted to post a video on WhatsApp, every time I'll crop the video, do it nicely, I was good at those things. You go through useless things now to come and arrive back at the same thing and say, oh, okay, so I can do videos. If you knew that from secondary school, do you know how much money it will save you? And in America, the black people, the debt, most of the women who are in debt because of education, you know where it comes from. It stems from not knowing what the fuck excuse my language, what they wanted to actually do. So they go into and do social sciences, useless courses. They do most of them so many times because you use student loans to go through these tertiary institutions. You do all of these things only to arrive at the same place and realize it wasn't even useful in the first place.
Okay. Are you done? So we have to acknowledge that, fine, there is a gap in our educational system, right?
It's not a gap. There's a gap in the skill set business, not in education that's being fulfilled. There's more educated people in the world now, but of what use? It's not serving the actual purpose. Every time I check, back then before I started working, I used to check Jobberman in those places. There's so many job applications, though, but people say there's no job. I was like, okay, I don't get what's going on. I really don't get it. There's lots of applications there, but people don't apply because most people do not qualify. People can do it. Everything can be learned. Everything can be learned. I took 2 years of my life to learn chiropractic. It's still not enough. But at least I know I can do it. Like what I'm saying is the tertiary education that I had, I'm only saying it's useless, not because the course is useless. It's only just because it didn't benefit me.
So what are you suggesting?
All what I'm saying is, if we understand that primary and secondary education is one of the most important things that you need formative years of every kid. Now the family can spend enough time to invest into what the kid can do. Say, for example, like what I was saying initially, let's say your kid can, I know one guy who's a pilot now, very good friend of mine. He's good with the piloting, he did well, he's amazing. But his main interest that he wanted to do was play football. When he went to do his masters abroad, he got a football team to play. One of the top teams in the country, in Russia. Top team. They were going to pay him everything. But the dad was like, you have to become a pilot. He's a pilot, fine. Oh.
That's why, you see,
He's the pilot.
I understand where you're going with all this. But I'm saying that there is a gap in the education. There is a decolonization that must happen with each and every mind that is wherever, particularly in Africa. We have to decolonize our mind.
So if you agree that we have to decolonize, why then do we need the tertiary education? Who built the tertiary education? Was it built by you, the black people?
Let me make my point. Let me make my point. You've had a lot of airtime, okay? So the question is that we should be asking ourselves is, do you know that we are able to have this conversation? We're having to be able to engage in this discourse because of the experiences that we've had, because of where we have been to, because of the people we have interacted with.
I disagree with you.
You disagree with me?
I could speak English from secondary school, point blank period. My parents spent top dollar. I went to good school. I could speak English before I could even think. I'm being honest with you. I could express myself already. My dad let me express myself to the fullest point, whether I'm wrong or right. I could speak English before I could even go to finish secondary school.
Speak English means you are literate, right?
It doesn't mean I get sense. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
says. You see, I love one of my professors so much, Miss Gardner. I said, to be literate, you have to be able to speak your local language and then the foreign language, whichever one it is, whether it is French, the colonizer's language. But I can see now you are placing premium on your ability to speak English. I don't see myself as literate. I see myself as semi-literate. Because if you bring Ga Bible right now, or Ga book right now, I'll be able to read, but I will struggle. Bring English right now and I'll rattle it.
I can read and write Ga and Chi very well.
So why then were you placing premium on being able to speak English?
I'm telling you, that's the medium for which people communicate. Not many people probably speak the Ga language because Africa, we are the most diverse continent in the world. Do you agree?
One of the things that pisses me off in our society, those who have the audacity, the effrontery, the impetus to pick microphone, go to the market and be interviewing market women, ordinary people on the street, in English, they make mistake, and then we cut those mistakes, and then we use as pop-ups. We make fun of them because they are not able to express themselves in the colonizer's language.
No, that's actually not it. You know what happens? Most of the people who do those interviews, because it's been done to me before, they don't care about your expression of thought. They are just there to get funny videos to make their media system look good. It's been done to me before. I don't want to mention the TV station's name. The guy told me, we're going to ask you A, B, and C. When we went live, but he asked me a very different question from the three.
But that is deception.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about those people who place premium on the English
They are not allowed to express themselves. There are some of them who actually do the expression in local languages. They are not allowed to express themselves in the local language. You'll be surprised that there are people who are more street smart than even people who have gone to school. From the video, what he's trying to say, it's not saying that tertiary is useless, like it's not, but he's saying it's not a must if you found out what you can do. I believe vocational skills will actually be hiring more people than actually a tertiary education.
I don't debate that. But my problem...
That's all he's trying to say. If you had watched the full video, you would have seen where he was getting to.
The points that I lost track was placing emphasis on the fact that a woman should stay home and take care of her children during the formative period.
We can go into reason why he said that.
He added a rejoinder, talking about, if it is the woman who is earning more, but then he still went back to the whole idea of having a woman to stay at home.
Yes.
That is taking us back to the 16th century.
The 16th century was actually better than this new age. Would you agree? Now you have the chance to work and earn money. But can you make enough to be able to solicit yourself, your family, and your husband? I beg to differ. You need about 1.2. Relax. You need about 1.2
million.
million.
A man will be able to do that.
Yes.
A man will be able to do that.
Yes.
So
Men don't bear children. Men don't go maternity leaves. Men work overtime.
I like that.
I'm not trying to argue with you, but I'm asking you a very simple question. Would you let me land before you jump into your feminist rage? Would you let me land?
Systemic problem. Systemic problem.
With what exactly?
You're saying men do not bear children. Men do not do this.
Do they bear children?
All the time to work and to earn the money. So it becomes problematic
do men
it is
bear
okay.
children?
You mean it is okay? It is okay for me to be slightly financially independent and for the man to be extremely financially dependent.
So wait,
because
is the
independent.
Is the race to find out who has the most financial
the
independence?
race to do that. It isn't.
Would you agree that 2/3 of the buyer's economy, generally 2/3 of it is determined by women? Women determine the buyer's economy. Would you agree?
You don't want to go into conversation about women and feminism
I'm
here
just asking
because
you,
it's gonna go dirty.
I'm asking you a simple question. Would you agree? Would you agree that most of the educational student loan debts that are incurred in the world is by females?
Because
Because most men go into vocation to learn a skill set. Women go in it to achieve a degree. Would you agree?
I am not able to connect or make sense out of what you are saying.
I'm asking very simple questions. Now, there's something that the most recognized fields of work that we know is what we call the science, technology. What's the name of that thing? STEM. STEM is one of the most recognizable, what do you call it, fundamentals for every person. That's like the backbone of almost every economy. Science, technology, what's the E for? Engineering or something, and mathematics. Do you know how many women qualify for it? It's less than 17%.
Less than what?
17%.
Okay.
It's free for them to go. But if people are left to their qualms to choose where they will head to in reality, most women tend to go deal with human beings. Men go and deal with things. Men do the arduous jobs. I'm not saying that women cannot do it.
Because of this.
No, it's not about cringe. I'm not saying that women cannot do it.
We are heading towards discussing gender stereotypes, gender biases.
It's not gender biases. What I'm saying is that, like,
I have moved past that stage, my brother.
So far, you haven't said anything. We are trying to get on the same page of why he made the statement that the woman should stay home. It's not necessarily the woman. Most times in society, a man is not looked at as the breadwinner or the winner if he's the stay-at-home person. Would you agree?
But do you know that women
how many relationships are actually... I'm not saying women do not contribute. Women actually have the most important job in the world, devoid of just having children. You shape the mindset and the physical appearance of every man on this world. Would you agree?
So why is the premium placed on the man then? Why is it?
Because we are the ones who are going to die in the ditch, go and work, go to war, do all of those things that women don't have to do.
Have you gone to war?
But if you go to the military, how many men are asked to women? You know they actually have to reduce the restrictions that is required for women to qualify. Would you agree?
Why is that the case?
Because women cannot physically do what it takes.
Jesus Christ! Oh my Lord!
I did an interview during my chiropractic days. I went to pitch to them that they have to get their spine checked. I went to the military base, Burma camp. And let's say about 18 to 20 women, right, that were there, the number that were there, I'll say the majority of them, there was more, but then the majority of them came to me saying, I know if it was jokingly, but they're saying like, oh, they're not getting people to date them because of the stereotype of military women and which I disagree. I don't think they don't like them. But then what I'm trying to say, it's there's something that it takes something away from you as a woman if you are doing certain things that men could easily do.
But why is that the case?
It's not the case, it's just the reality. The reality is it will take something. It's not about what men do, it's just the reality of it.
Why is that the reality?
Because for you,
That is the problem we must be discussing. Don't you think so?
we are discussing education. Why are we moving on to a different thing?
No. That's
You see?
you are bringing in all the topics, and I'm saying that is the important thing that we.
So far, you haven't affirmed or
Why?
denied anything I'm saying. You are just saying why. I'm giving you the explanation. You're still saying why.
I'm bringing you more questions
Do
so
you-
that you begin to think about it
Okay.
critically.
I'm thinking about it. What I'm spewing is not coming from. I'm not spewing things. It's things that I can back up. What I'm asking you
Why
is,
have you been cultured? Why have you been nurtured? Why have you been gendered?
I was raised.
To
Let me
think
tell you.
about the fact that it takes something away from a woman to be engaged in certain kinds of careers. Why would it look weird to you?
We are in a modern dispensation where women can do anything they want. Would you agree? I'm telling you, they can choose any career they want. Would you agree? Right? Why don't they choose some of the arduous jobs, like contracting, like going fully into the army, going to war? I'm not talking about being in the military and do like the regular. I'm talking like going to peacekeeping, going to war itself, going to war. Right now we even have fitness trainers. I'm talking about like going into the whole science.
You see, my
Sciencey
problem-
aspect, tech.
my
There are
problem-
women there, but then there are not many people there. I'm not saying that they can't do it. You see, if you look at it from saying they cannot do it, then you are getting me wrong. What I'm saying
know,
is,
I'm not
it's
saying-
it takes. Look at, there's a stereotype that comes with most women who are doing some of these arduous jobs. Some of them is sometimes it takes time away from you even having a normal relationship with somebody you're probably dating because you're working overtime.
I'm asking, why
Then
is
once
that
you
the
get
reality?
pregnant, the reality is, let's say you're dating somebody, you get pregnant. Would you agree that affects your job or it doesn't?
Why should it affect the job?
Because you're pregnant. Can you perform the same way when you are not pregnant? I'm just asking, can you? You haven't answered my question. You are just cringing. But the reality is staring you in the face. Can you? Can you run the same? Can you exercise the same? Can you take the I won't say backlash, the pressure that comes with you to perform, irrespective of how you look or the condition that you are in? I had a cousin who did a presentation. I don't want to state the lab. It's a science lab in Ghana. I remember this very. I was sitting there taking a video, and they were introducing her and everything. And up until they said that she comes from the States, nobody clapped. Up until they said, oh, she has a PhD from biochemistry from the United States.
You see,
What I'm trying to say
you
is,
see, we still
Can
need
I
to
learn?
talk about the fact that we in this region, we have been socialized to think that everything that is imported, everything you have education abroad, you are the most brilliant person. That is the gap
do you
that
know
we
why?
need to be talking about.
no, there's no gap to be talked about. Do you know why? It's because the opportunities there for most people outweigh the ones that are down here. It doesn't mean that there's better living there than here. I had a conversation with a friend today before I was on my way here. It says that you can travel abroad, make some money, and then build your life here. Here. Because there's a system it's already working because the system
Lord.
laid out.
I just blame.
All what I'm trying to say,
Johnson.
all what I'm just
Point
trying to say, all what I'm just trying to say,
Because
if a lot of people,
I see the impact of it.
Impact
I see
of
the
what?
impact of it.
Of what?
Of that whole colonial structure. I see the impact of it.
you won't let me speak.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know why we are even arguing this thing out. The thing that has got you shook or has got you up in arms about the fact that he said that a woman should stay home.
No.
Fine.
That is not the point.
So what is the issue
The
now?
point is that he has had all the opportunities to go to whatever PhD tools and then comes to talk about the fact that we do not.
So wait, who's the best person to speak? Somebody who doesn't have any of those educations? I have gone to school, had 2 degrees enough to know that the 2 degrees won't guarantee me my future.
You are expressing yourself this way.
I've met people to
because-
network with. I'm not saying it's not important. Wait, you see, you're not getting my point. I'm not saying tertiary education is not important. What I am saying, or what I'm just trying to put out there is, the formulative years of every person is you're growing up.
Yes.
Would you agree?
That is beautifully stated. I
Primary
appreciate that.
and secondary, right? You learn the hardships, the bullying, all those things. By the time you're out of secondary school, you know to a certain degree what you want to do or what you can do. Let's even leave out what you want to do. Maybe beginning you want to be doctor, you want to be nurse, you want to be this, you want to be this, but then by the time you get to secondary school, maybe you know, okay, because that's when you choose the first ever thing you are doing in your life. Maybe you're doing accounting, you're doing is it home econs, business, you're doing, so then let's say you decide from there, okay, from there, I can sew now, or I've been in a vocational school. Let me go to a poly or acquire technical skills and then learn how to sew. You see that 4 years of putting in a tertiary, I'm not saying it's useless, but I can put that in the vocational school, learn how to actually sew. I come out, open a little, right now social media is there. Open up a social media class, start to teach people who never went to school how to sew. Charge them a certain small amount. I've started a business. I start to hire people. Those who do well, 5 of people who are outstanding, people who I know who can sew, I connect them to those people. You started a business. You get what I'm saying? Let's say I go to tertiary. Tertiary, you go and meet the useless boys, right? The useless boyfriends, no. Or let's say you go into a cluster of doing different things. Let's say you didn't do too well with the course you are doing. Instead of doubling down to maybe learn how to do it better, you go and do a different course. Let's say you move from home econs or maybe business, and now you're doing social science. You're doing something totally different from what you're doing now. Fine, you graduated from school, you have a degree in social sciences. But now what do you do with social sciences? It's one of the commonest degrees ever. What do you do with it?
So the people who have it, what are they don't have anything.
Let's ask them. I would like to have some people and ask them. I'm not saying it's useless, but the thing is, yes, you have a degree. So
which degree?
But now you join the rest of the other people who have degrees.
Which area do you think is the most relevant?
It's not about this. The most important ones is STEM. Science, technology, engineering, math. Those are the most recognized ones.
Where's the place of the art? Where's the place of the art?
Art is very common. I'm not saying it's useless, but art goes into the creative aspect. Do you agree? I'm not saying that art and the rest are useless. Or STEM is the backbone of every country. Every country needs doctors. Every country needs the tech people. Silicon Valleys and all those. Every country needs the engineers. Every country needs the mathematicians who become the lecturers, the professors, some of those other people.
Music therapy, art therapy, drama therapy, all these things.
So another example, let's say when you were in school, you became the entertainment prefect. You can learn how to start organizing events from there. Every skill set that you can build off.
I think it's really problematic that you're placing premium on STEM. So we are talking about the artists in Ghana, you don't respect them, eh? No.
What do you mean? I do videos. I'm in a creative space. What I'm trying to let you understand is, like...
So you are in the creative space, but you think STEM is the perfect world.
The arts and social sciences differ in every country.
They are common, right? They are very common.
If I say common, I'm saying it's diverse in every country. There are some countries that major exports are not musicians.
So all the artists that have been, the great artists have been following, are saying that what they are doing.
How many great artists you know in almost every country? You're not getting my point. What is most recognized? Arts or STEM?
Okay, if you have no interest in
this is not what I am saying.
If you have no interest in the arts,
what are you relating it to me?
Then don't talk about it.
But why are you relating it to me?
But you are making the point. If you have no interest in the arts, then stick to your opinion. Don't talk about it as something that is not scholarly, something that it is not educative
but most of the people who are in the arts field, did they have to go to school to get it?
What are you talking about?
I'm asking you.
What are you talking about?
Did Sarkodie have to go to school to develop his rap career?
I mean, there are those who have the innate. There are those who have the innate skills.
All of these people, they knew they could do it from secondary school. Would you agree?
You see the funny thing.
When I ask the question, you don't answer me.
Yesterday, I read someone's thesis, and he's writing on the beauty of the unconscious or something, and he's writing about Kanye West. You see,
didn't Kanye West drop out of school?
But someone is studying. He might be doing things that he hasn't thought about, but then someone picks it, does a theoretical analysis about it, and then we begin to appreciate the artistic expression of Kanye West the more. Did
he go to tertiary education? Did he not drop out of school?
There are those who There are those who are expressive about it, and then there are those who comment about it, who write about it, who theorize about it. And that is the most important aspect too.
Your point exactly.
My point exactly is, if you're placing premium on STEM, you have to acknowledge that there is an artistic world that is also very important.
Nobody is denying that fact.
But do not place
some of the
premium
people
only on and then
some
talk
of the
about
people,
which great artists do I know.
Would you agree that some of the people who probably are they are very big in the arts world now, they were in the entertainment industry from way back in secondary school? Would you agree? We can name Stonebwoy, the Sarkodie. They used to do all those rap battles. Would you, when you look at those people in retrospect, like look at them who they are now. Now walk backwards many years and look at them when they're in secondary school. Is it not the arts?
So why
did they have to go to tertiary to develop the arts?
I'm not talking about tertiary being.
I'm talking about tertiary. So why we go back and forth about that?
Tertiary being the space where you express or articulate your arts. I'm talking about the tertiary framing your brain.
I'm not saying the art is not important.
Placing you in a perspective.
I'm not saying the art is not important.
To create a discourse on the artistic expression.
I'm not denying it.
So someone will take Sarkodie's song and analyze it in a way that you think that, wow, I did not look at his artistic expression in the sense. Someone will take manifest songs.
Some of the most intelligent people, let me leave intelligence, some of the most well-to-do, I'm talking about people who have made money, they are creative. Some of the people that I know are creative. They didn't even finish secondary school.
But
they are richer than I am.
You see,
they have way more money.
We need to establish the point.
The point I'm trying to make is...
I acknowledge.
Listen, let me land.
No, let me also land. My point is that there are those who have the innate abilities, talent. They are expressive about it. There are those who go through education to be able to comment about it, to be able to theorize the artistic expression of these artists.
Do you need 4 years to find it out? My question.
No.
My question to the audience do you need 4 years in the tertiary education to figure out what you are good at as a skill set?
You are not understanding my point, and that is problem.
I'm understanding your point perfectly.
I'm saying
I don't think I need to be
I'm saying
Central University or Legon or UCC to develop my rap career.
And that is perfect. But I am saying that there is that whole academic discourse community that also exists, that comments on the artistic expression of artists.
Beautiful.
That is the point I'm trying to make. And so someone will look at Kanye West clothing line and think, what in heaven's name is this tattered clothes doing in the shop and people are buying? But then someone who has the theoretical lens looks at it and then gives us an interpretation. Sometimes they even delve into psychoanalysis. Think about everything that this artist is expressing. Those are the people that gives us the lenses to appreciate the artistic expression of artists.
Fine.
That is what I am pointing to.
Would you agree that those people have figured out that this is what I can do, so I furthered my education on that? Would you agree?
I mean,
would you agree? Give me a yes or a no. We don't have to go.
I agree on that.
Fine. Now, these people that you're talking about, all what I'm just trying to say, the most important thing is figuring out where your skill set is at. You don't need to you don't need to spend 4 years in tertiary to figure out what you can do.
I do not argue against that.
Because all it does is you spend more money. It's not even about going to the school.
I do not argue against that.
Look how many times teachers said they go on strike.
The fundamentals.
If teachers who impart their knowledge, if it worked for them, why aren't they rich? I don't take that back. Why aren't they rich? I'm not trying to shade teachers. What I'm telling you is how many people are genuinely in the fields they are impacting the knowledge that they're giving out of love. It's out of necessity. I have to pay bills. There are
You
things
see,
I have to do.
we're engaging in a very interesting thing, and I don't know how you have come to spoil the thing like that.
Because you said you have a problem with the fact that maybe the man said that women have to stay home.
No. We have moved.
No, I'm
moved
breaking
from
it down
that.
to how we got
We
here.
have moved from
No,
that.
I was asking a question
point
that
is,
it takes
the point
it takes
is, you
a
were
certain amount
discussing
of money.
You and I will not allow you to land. The
I don't
point
know why
is,
you're being combative with me on this.
I'm
breaking down how we got here.
The point you are making is about STEM, and I'm trying to.
So we are on STEM now.
I'm trying to explain to you that there are those. You know what? I've been doing drama and all that from undergrad, music,
which
dance,
is amazing.
and all that. I have been doing that.
Why
from
did you let us
undergrad.
start talking about that?
I've been doing that. Now, if you take an artistic expression and you put it down, my lenses to which I will analyze the work is way different from even the artist himself or the artist herself.
But what you do, right, when the drama crew, would you agree that what you need is much more experience and not necessarily tertiary education? Would you agree? I'm just asking. You need more experience to cultivate the skill set. That's where the vocational skill comes in.
I am not debating against vocational
That's all
skills.
I'm saying. I'm not saying STEM is more important than the arts and the social sciences. What I'm saying is the backbone of every country. Every country needs STEM. Every country.
Okay, so
I'm not saying that they're more important. Every country's backbone. They need the health industry.
Let's keep
They
the
need tech
conversation
industry.
within a certain lens, right? Let's keep the conversation within a certain lens. We have to understand that the junior high, senior high, whatever, the fundamentals, perfect. Now, we do not have to get to the point of even engaging in a conversation whether university, tertiary is important or not. Because, as I have explained to you, you do not sit at a place of privilege after getting those experiences. All those experiences have come to you because of what? Your ability to articulate your thoughts has come to you because of where you are and the level at which you are in life. And so if you are there, you do not speak in a level where you make those who are growing up to immediately assume that there is no need for tertiary education. The thing I'm really emphasizing on is, fine, I understand.
I'm still maintaining my premise. We don't need tertiary education. We don't need 4 years.
We really need to decolonize our educational system, decolonize our mind. I always salute Ngugi wa Thiong'o for bringing that. Decolonizing the African mind. Do you know that when we put two people there, right, in this country that we are in, we put two people there, we said this person is University of Ghana, he's studying medicine, and we put one other person, oh, he's in a vocational institution. Who do you think will be respected?
The university person will be respected.
And that is,
but you know what happens in real life?
That is the problem I'm trying to articulate to you.
You know what happens?
And to bring us to the point of realizing that as a society, we need to conscientize ourselves.
Do you know what that is?
Reorient our minds.
Do you know what that is? All what he was trying to say, the base of everything he's trying to say is, you will incur a lot of cost trying to further your tertiary education, as opposed to if the family unit, I'm coming back to this, the family unit understands the strengths and the skills of the kid, and they just invest in that side to save money.
You see, the problem
because you
is,
see the average person, it's very easy. It's very easy. Let me land. Can I land, please? Why?
I return to the point that I made earlier on.
Why would you not
let
let
me?
For
some people, it takes a long time for them to realize
it doesn't
that
actually.
This is what I want to do.
It actually
you know
doesn't.
The funny thing, when I was growing up,
if you're speaking from a place of a woman, then you have to think with your feelings and fine. But
Jesus, you don't have to say that. That is very misogynistic.
Yes, I'm said it. What else is that? It's what I don't.
So I am a woman and I'm full of emotions, and so my thought processes are not logical enough. Is that what you're communicating?
You're thinking with your emotion right now.
Wow.
You won't let me land. You're being combative with me.
Oh Lord. I am in a space that is so toxic.
Define toxic.